Hello there, racing fans, and welcome back to episode 14 in our Stable Tour series. I'm delighted, as always, to be joined by my wingman, Jamie Wren. But this episode is all about Paul Nicholls. Paul, thank you so much for joining. How are things at the yard?
Yeah, good. My pleasure to join you guys. Yeah, we're just starting ramping up a little bit. We had a great summer. We had 20 winners. We always like trying to have 20 winners by October with about a 43% strike rate, which was
Wow.
brilliant. And then since Chepstow, we've been going along sort of okay. We had four winners over the weekend, and they're just getting there. We're
Yes.
probably Chepstow was 2 weeks too early, and the ones I really fancied I didn't run. Ilrodito obviously ran very well, but we had two winners yesterday, a couple on the weekend. Some are needing a few runs, but they were getting there, and so really exciting times. Hopefully, for a second week in November, we'll be in full flight.
You've been training for so many years now, Paul. No introduction required that you've had Cato, Denman,
Mm.
Mastermind, and the list goes on forever. When we get to October, are you just as excited every single season to get going, or do you enjoy the summer break, we'll call it? I know you have a few runners, but do you get the buzz
Oh
around
yeah,
this time?
real buzz. Still as much. I mean, I've actually been in ditch at 34 years this week when I
Wow,
arrived here.
congratulations.
Having never trained a winner and been so lucky since. But yeah, the buzz is still there. It's just um, yeah, it's just an unbelievable sport. And just go to Plumpton yesterday and have two winners and win a grade four with Kenroy. I
Yeah.
just love it. And the buzz is still there, of course it is. And the minute it's not there is a minute to do something else. But I absolutely love the game.
Do you ever go back and watch Cato's wins and the Hennessy that Denman won and things like that?
Yeah, I was funny enough. I was away about 3 weeks ago, a week away, and just before we got busy, and I had my iPad with, and I went back on all those old horses and all
Wow.
those moments, and it was actually one of the most enjoyable couple of days. Spending a couple of hours in the afternoon with a beer watching those races because you tend to forget incidents and what happened and all those different things. And I was astonishing. Amazing horses, and like Neptune Clonge winning the national
Oh,
again, and
yeah.
Punchestown races. I mean, some of the big bucks. Watched these four again,
Wow.
and it's brilliant.
What was it like to train?
Oslo winning a Galway player.
You,
Sorry.
Oslo
Oslop.
winning
Yeah,
Oslo winning a Galway player.
yeah, that was a brilliant. I remember when he won. I went up to Ruby and said, "Oh my God, that was brilliant! Can't wait for the winter." And then following on from that, we had a fantastic winter. But yeah, also that was good winning the Galway play. It's great winning those big races.
yeah,
Would you ever try? Would you ever try it again, Paul? Try win a Galway plate.
Sorry.
Would you ever try to win a Galway plate
Oh
again?
yeah, I think only a couple of years ago we went over with Black Coulton and he was second. Got to have the
mm.
right horse really at the right time. It happened. Oslot was well handicapped. No point going unless you've got a well handicapped horse. So the right one comes along without a doubt.
When you mentioned Black Cotton there, it just reminds me of Bryony and Frodon, just sort of
Mm.
naturally. My mum is a huge fan of Frodon. Actually, is it true that he had one of the biggest feet like hooves in the yard, and he was a lot smaller than most? Or have I just heard that somewhere? And it's
No, I wouldn't have said that. He was quite a small horse. He wasn't the biggest in the world. Um, uh, as far as I'm aware, he was normal, but he had a big heart, didn't he? He was genuine
yeah,
and tough, and he never knew when he was beaten. He was a fantastic horse.
yeah. Well, Paul, look, you've done incredible things, and like I told you earlier about Rigmarole, that's basically what got me into the sport. So it's been incredible horses,
Good.
but you've got an incredible team to go forward with of horses. But you've also got Harry Cobden and Freddie Gingell. How important are they to the yard, Paul? It's imperative, surely.
Yeah, you need a good team around you, whether it's assistants or you had lad and jockeys. I mean,
Mm.
obviously, you said Harry Cobden he needs no introduction. He was champion jockey the year before last. Quality rider on quality. On the big days, he's brilliant, second to none. Freddie Ginger is a good backup and basically he's number two. Lorcan Williams still rides out. Lorcan Murta. Um, we have Liam Harrison. They're good lads and some really good claimers now. We've got Freddie Keatley, Ben Bromley, Jay Tidball.
Wow, cool.
And then, of course, Olive, who can still claim seven in amateur races. So we've got a great team of jockeys, which you needed. You've got to have them there. And Lorcan rode a nice winner yesterday. Freddie rode a nice winner on the weekend. And those boys all get chances. So, yeah, delighted with the team of jockeys.
Yeah, it's incredible. What I noticed about your horses as well, in particular, Paul, is you don't have many that sort of struggle to jump hurdles or fences. They're really, really professional jumpers. Is that due to quantity of schooling you do and the way you do things, or because
Well, I always thought, it was always taught you if you don't jump, you don't win. And it's
mm,
right. We do a lot of jumping, an awful lot of jumping. And yeah, just see a horse like Kenroy yesterday, and probably his only his fourth run over obstacles, jumped so brilliant around round Plumpton sort of sums the whole thing up, really. And you need to do a lot of practice. We never stop jumping them. Sometimes the novice hurdlers on their first run might need their first run or two just to be sharp and quicker than probably jumping over, well, in effect, baby fences. So they get lots of jumping practice, but they just got to quicken up a little bit. And that more often than not comes from when they run. But I'd like to think on the whole, well, I know they do. I mean, statistically, I'd love to actually see how, different statistics on percentage of fallers to runners over years would be an interesting fact, because touch wood, we like to think we do a good job of them schooling, and they jump well, and that's what it's all about. If you don't jump well, you don't win anything.
Yeah, it's incredible, because I was looking through, like I said, the list of horses I've got here, and I was like, brilliant jumper, brilliant jumper, brilliant jumper. Incredible to see. Just one thing before we go on to the list of horses. My favourite ride of the season was from Harry Cobden. Now, it wasn't actually on one of your horses, but he rode Burdett Road in the Greatwood Hurdle. Now, this horse had trouble picking his legs up, running through all of his hurdles, but Harry got him jumping from the get-go, ridden him from the front, and that to me was just seriously impressive. And like you said, it's an absolute testament that you have him at your yard.
It was good to beat him on Sunday at Kempton with Rabaud, who actually jumped way better than Burdett Road did actually on that occasion, and from the front. And he was good. But Burdett Road's a good horse. He finished second in the Champion Hurdle, I know by default, but he's a class horse. And that the ride you said in the Great last year by Harry was one of a number of top rides. I actually think his ride in the Coral Gold Cup on Can Do Kid was one of the best last season. Of
course, that's another one. See,
but you can keep picking them out, and on the big day he's very, very good.
That's when you know you've got a good jockey, when the list just keeps on coming, doesn't it? Right, Paul, let's get into your string for this season. And I think the right place to start would be with Caldwell Potter, the 7-year-old. Again, brilliant jumper, lovely pedigree by Marteline out of Matney, lovely dam. Now, he's been really progressive, Paul. And in recent times, we don't see many horses that have the capability to go and win at Cheltenham and then back it up at Aintree. But not only did he win at Aintree, he did that on his first attempt up to 3 mile, 1 furlong. How has he been at home, and how has he differed from, last season, having that nice summer on his back coming forward now?
Well, I think he's strengthened up a bit. He touched wood. Last year we had problems with the feet. I think we've got on top of that. That wasn't a great problem. But he looks very, very well, very happy with his work. Like you say, he's a natural jumper, and he did appreciate the better ground when he ran at Cheltenham and Aintree. I don't think Aintree was his best performance. I think he was slightly over the top that day, but his class and his jumping ability helped him win the day. And, to win these big chases, he's got to jump. So we're very happy with him. We just got to make a plan where we're going to run him, I've been toying with all sorts of different ideas. I mean, he could have gone to Newton Abbot last week. We weren't quite ready. You could argue, say, well, if you want a prep run, you could run him in a Colin Parker next Sunday and then give him 3 weeks and go for the Betfair Chase. You could wait, and in between the two is the Paddy Power Gold Cup. He'll have an entry in everything, and we'll just make a direction where we go after his first run or two. But he's exciting horses, you say.
Is soft ground quite key to him at the moment, Paul? Only looking through form, he hasn't really had the opportunity on good. So I'm just asking where you feel.
Cheltenham and Aintree were like good to soft. That was probably the best ground he run. I think he enjoyed that more. He did that deep ground at Windsor and some of those other places. So I don't think he's ground dependent. I think as long as there's cut in the ground, he's fine. He wing around Cheltenham and Aintree on better ground.
I know you said you don't know the targets at the moment. Is it a case that you think he will tell you where you go next? For example, do you try the King George over 3 miles, and then you're a master of winning King George. You've done it so many times. You know what's required at the same time.
He's probably got enough ability and a jumping ability, but I just got this thing in the back of my mind that he's better left-handed.
Interesting.
Now, when he went to Carlisle and won last year, he jumped a little bit left. That may have been a one-off, but I mean, I think if we start in the Betfair Chase, that will tell us really a lot of things. A, if he's a true stayer and which route to go down. And if he doesn't quite stay, we can just come back and trip and then, other options. So I think that's why he's so, and as I said, we'd love to dream of him being a Gold Cup horse, but really he's a long way off that at the moment. He's got his first, he's on the first rung of the ladder, as it were, and he's got to work his way up there to be a Gold Cup horse. But you can only dream, but he's a long way to go for that,
Did you find it quite satisfying to see him win at Cheltenham and Aintree on the basis that there was a lot of talk and a lot of hype behind his price tag? Things like that.
Of course I did. I loved it. I mean, and so do the owners. They spend the money, and there was a good team of them behind John Hales, and for him to do that, and only 2 horses, Lost, Mac and him, won at Aintree and Cheltenham last year, and he's priceless, isn't he? Really, to those guys who give them. Then as Jed Mason famously said afterwards, "He's a cheap horse now."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, of course.
But listen, if you shouldn't be criticised for buying nice horses.
No, absolutely. And like you said, because there's a few of them involved, it's not like it felt like the biggest purchase. And, he had that proven form at the same time.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you how it happened, really. Poor old Hermes Allen, which was the horse that John Hales and the pals that owned, we thought was going to be a grand chaser. He'd started off in Newbury well and was running in I think it was at Silly Isles at Sandown. I think it wasn't, sadly had a fatal injury. That was on the Saturday. And I just, Sunday evening said to John on Sunday, look, I know it's a bit close, but you've just lost Hermes. There's a lovely horse being sold tomorrow called Caldwell Potter, and John loved a grey. He might just fill in that gap for you.
Wow.
John said, I don't know, I'll have a chat with the boys and think about it overnight. Anyway, next morning, John was all revved up. He went off on his own. He bought it. Knowing full well he'd bring all his pals in, Jed and Alec and Paul Hogarth and Co. and Peter Doan. So, probably if nothing had happened to Hermes LN, he might not be here with him. His fate sort of plays a part sometime. But yeah, it's a delight to have in the yard, and we can't wait to get going.
Yeah, excellent. Incredible owners for you as well. So it's great to see them
they are.
success too. Moving on to Kalif de Berlais, 5-year-old. He's by Masked Marvel, but he's out of Polygloat. Out of a Polygloat dam, who was Politolog's sire.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've had plenty of success with as well. Again, Paul, another really, really good jumper. I suppose at first he looked like a horse that may have gone out in trip, but to be honest, after watching last season, he looks like a bit of a pure 2-miler now. Is that fair to assume?
I agree with you. Yeah, he's a good, solid jumper. He's plenty of boot. Sandown on heavy ground in 2.5 didn't suit him. I don't think he was quite at his best then, but I was sort of shoehorned into that race a little bit because there's nothing else to run in him because they decided to run load of Sud in the race at Warwick. So we learned from that. It wasn't the idea. We kept him fresh. I'd have loved to run him in the Arkle, but they had the other horse. He'd have gone well in the Arkle. Okay. I've got no doubt about that as a race turned out in the end. But we waited, kept him fresh for Aintree, and he was jumped brilliant, travelled well, won nicely. But on that form alone, he's got to improve.
Yeah,
but he might. He's only 5.
Sure.
He's a strong sort of horse now, and again, it's a bit like the other horse. He's got the foot on the bottom rung of the ladder, and he's got to climb up.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like you said as well. That he was a novice last year. He's fully entitled to improve weight going out into open company. Will any of his targets revolve around what happens to Loda Sud then in the same colours?
No, I don't think that. And we were beating him once, and I don't think that. I mean, obviously they want to take each other on, but I'm not sure that they want to run him against Kalif anyway. Yeah. I mean, at the moment, I've got 2 targets really. If the ground was okay, we'll run in the Horden Gold Cup. If it's too quick, we'll run them in the Slur Chase at Cheltenham the week after, and then that will tell us whether we could, we can go for the Tingle Creek. I've always used the Horden Gold Cup as a great stepping stone for horses over the years en route to Sandown. So it would be lovely to go to Exeter, ground permitting, and have a nice tidy run there, and then we can dream afterwards.
Yeah, excellent. Because he's one on good, he's one on soft.
He wants. I think he's a better horse on better ground.
Okay, perfect. He's a really good jumper as well. Really looking forward to seeing him go. And best of luck. Thank you very much, Jamie. You're a big fan of Regent Stroll.
Yeah, Paul. Mark of 143, obviously by walking the park races. Yeah. Are you wise to that? Is 2.5 miles strip, or do you think you're going up to 3 miles eventually? And what's your slight opinion now? But I know you won the novice handicap with Caldwell Potter. Would you have got rid of that Grade 1 JLT chase at the time, the 2.5 miler? Should it have stayed?
Everybody's got opinions. It worked quite well last year, and then see why it won't work again. I know we won the race, but it just happened that through the year. It just fell into Potter's lap in the fact that it's an ideal race really. But going back to Regent Stroll, he's a much more mature, different horse this time. We had problems actually from the start, really one way or another. He had some ringworm when he first came in, and he was all on edge, and he was quite keen. Hopefully, with the experience he's had, and he will improve, and he looks great. And he'll definitely go novice chasing. There's no point wasting a run back over hurdles, so he'll go chasing straight away.
And were you thinking of stepping him up, starting him, Paul?
Well, I'm not too worried. He's got plenty of boot. I wouldn't worry starting so somewhere between 2.25 and 2.5, something like that. He will definitely be a 3-mile horse in time. So it's finding the right race. I think on the 6th of November there's a 2 or 3 beginners chase ground would have to be right now. But if that was right, that could be a nice place to start him. Something like that.
Is that something again? Sorry, Jamie. Just ground with Regent Stroll. Nice little bit of cut in there, just first time out.
He doesn't want it too soft. He doesn't want it too soft, but he wants to be safe ground.
Okay.
Rubo Paul, who won, beat Berlais Road the weekend. Are you going to tie with going hurdles or chasing, or is it Wincanton next for the elite again, or maybe the Holland Gold Cup?
Well, if the ground was too fast for to run Kalif, actually, just supposing it was like good, or there was a word firm in it, or something, we didn't run Kalif. It's an option, but also the next day you've got the elite at Wincanton, which obviously would fit nice. So I'll probably enter him in both races depending on the weather, and you'll probably run at Wincanton, but you'd have to have the option there of the Holland Gold Cup, because he loves going right-handed. He's won over fences. Of course, he won the Pendle last year. But he was very sharp on Sunday at Kempton, so the elite might work well for him. So we'll make that call near the time.
Pick Dory, obviously you said the last day it's coming to Down Royal. Is that still the plan? And would you ever think of running him in a King George?
He had a lovely away day this morning with some other horses. He worked very nicely. He's got two options next Saturday, either Down Raw or Weatherby, the Charlie Hall. We'll run in one of those two races again. See what the ground does. He don't want it too soft. See what the ground is. And I suppose if he's impressive with 3 miles, you'd make an entry for the King George. But there's still the Ascot race that Peter would chase, that Sylvan Conti chases, those races that he's won over the middle distance trips that you still look at, But it's quite exciting to run him over 3 miles.
Joe is excited about a bumper horse from the Barbers, the old Barber colours. Paul, I'll get on to him now. He'll put in with no dramas in. Let Joe take it away there.
Yeah, this is the one for me, Paul, that just stands out a mile away for me. Really, really impressive when he won at Warwick. Yeah. I actually really liked what he did at Cheltenham as well, because I think you leave plenty to work on with your horses for the future. And again, he's by walking the park, so the pedigree is all there as well. I love the Barber colours. They just bring a lot of nostalgia. What can you tell me about him with regards to this season? Is he a hopeful for you that he could go towards the Challow Hurdle?
Well, I'd like to think so. It was good to win in those colours on New Year's Eve last year, which was anniversary of Paul Barber's birthday, really. So that was a fantastic day. Yeah, he was very impressive that day. Travelled and quickened up nicely. We didn't kill him for Cheltenham Festival. It wasn't all about winning the bumper there. He had a big day out, learned a little bit. He ran okay, but none of our Cheltenham bumper horses have ever done anything different to that. He will now run in a maiden hurdle somewhere at Chepstow or like that in a couple of weeks' time, and then we might go to Newbury. I'd love to think he could be a Challow horse. I think he's smart. He's got to prove it.
Yeah, perfect. Is he a typical chaser? Long distance as well, sort of thing?
I'd say he'd stay well. He's very laid back, big, strong horse. He's a chaser in the making. Again, whatever he achieves this year over hurdles, we all keep saying will be a bonus. That's true with him. He's going to keep on maturing. He's one I like.
And because he's big and strong, like you said, I assume that his work at home is pretty good and pretty straightforward for him.
He doesn't show a lot. He's one of those laid back horses. I think he keeps the best for the track, and Denman was very much like that. Showed nothing at home, really. It was a relentless go. I mean, he literally showed nothing at home. Before the first time we ran Denman, we had no idea what we got. And sometimes those are the best horses that are laid back at home. They're not morning glories at home. They save it for the track. Wow. And so you wouldn't really know where you are with this horse. I'd say he's got bottomless amount of stamina, and how classy he is, we'll know soon.
Yeah, that's interesting, like you said, because they don't always show you that at home. So you really are just waiting to see what happens when they're put into action. Yeah. Is that a big importance then, when you take a horse away for an away day, to get them to feel like they're at the racetrack and they're going to do a piece of work effectively? Is that all about getting them course ready?
Well, I think as much as anything, just something different for them. They go and have a sweat in the lorry, use a few kilos, tighten up, and have a nice day out. It's a good thing to do. As I said, we took Pete Dory away today, and we'll probably take some away next week. Caldwell, Potter, Regent Stroll, no drama this end. Quebec, all those type of horses are going to have an away day. It just sharpens them up a little bit, really. You don't go and kill them galloping. They know what you've got to save the best for on the track. All you're achieving at home, and when you do things like this, getting high levels of fitness and getting them ready to run.
Wow, excellent. And no drama. I assume he's schooled already.
Yeah, because he won his point to point, and he's done ready. I mean, he could run tomorrow.
Perfect. Teeshan, again, me and you both like Teeshan, really, Jake. You saw sort of taking the reins, but deeply impressive. We haven't seen him for a while, but he's one that I've always had in my pocket as this is going to be a smart horse when Paul sort of gets a full campaign, into him, and hopefully you can tell me the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, he had a minor injury last year. We could have come back in the sprint. We decided we just give him time to mature and come back in. He won his bumper well at Exeter, having very impressive in his point to point. He ran in the Cheltenham bumper, and Cheltenham bumper wasn't his bag. We were going to run him in the Persian War last year, first time up, and he had a little injury. He's had time. He's going to have an away day next week, and then he'll be ready to run middle of November in the maiden hurdle, and then he's could follow the same route a little bit, like we were just discussing with No Drama this end. But we'll start at the bottom and work upwards.
Yeah, there's a whole host of exciting sort of novices to come forward with. Jamie, you are a big fan of the Paddy Power Gold Cup winner, Iridoto. I mean, fire away. I know you like this horse, really.
What's the plan, Paul? Is it to keep Harry Cobden on or claim off him like last year for Freddie Hingle?
Will Freddie
enjoy Freddie can't claim, can he now?
Can't claim anymore,
I mean, I've got plenty of good claimers, I suppose. If we had to claim off him, we'd use probably Jay Tidball. He's a good chase jockey, most experienced. But if Potter doesn't run and runs at Haydock, I'd suspect he'll be the only runner and the Harry will ride him. He ran very well at Chepstow the other day on his seasonal debut. He always seems good, and he's took a big step forward since that. He was very well this morning when we worked him. He's definitely come on for that run, and he does seem to like this time of year.
Is it Jay who's been riding Centaur, isn't it?
Yes,
brilliant, really
good jockey.
Good. Yeah, I like the way he beat Breaking Cover last time out in Newton Abbott, and he just went from the front, got him jumping, and it was game over from the get go. If he
so he's done well to win 5 during the summer.
Yeah, absolutely. Paul, Doctor on Call is a horse that's due to run on Thursday.
Yeah.
I'm quite a fan of the Dr. Dino progeny.
Yeah, so am I.
He beat Just Golden of Dan Scouters, who then subsequently went on to bolt up next time out. Oh, Paul, I'm looking forward to him. I'm hoping you're excited by him too, of course.
Yeah, I am. I'm just starting in low end, really, and then we'll work up from there. He's in there at Fontwell on Thursday. I've seen the weather forecast tonight. It's horrific Wednesday night, Thursday. And of course, it's a summer track. They've been watering also. If it turned out very, very testing ground on Thursday, I might just wait for another day. He's a nice horse. He jumps well. Whatever he does first time, he'll improve.
Fantastic. Just on the note there of Dr. Dino, and you said you're a fan as well. When you're buying horses, Paul, do you look out for pedigrees, progenies, or are you looking at the physical horse and thinking
a bit of everything? Everything. I think you can't be blinded just by following one thing. But if I called it Star was a great example. I had no real pedigree, but was a fantastic horse. He probably the only one out of his family that has been a star. Yeah. So you've got to look at all options. I do. The individual is the most important thing, as much as anything.
Yeah, interesting you say about Quarter Star, because I've always said in discussions that he didn't have a pedigree, and I felt personally like you manufactured him into a staying chaser because he won the 2 Mile Tingle Creek, yet he won 5 King Georges, he won Gold Cups, and sorry, we're going off track here, but he
was a freak. He was a freak, and I think all those real good ones are a freak. And we just had such an engine; he could win over 2, 3, or 3.5. Yeah. He was just a freak, and those ones come along from. I've always said a horse of a lifetime, but then next door there was another horse of a lifetime in Denman. It was a complete opposite to him. But Corto was a freak.
Wow, I could talk to you about that all day, Paul, but I'd keep you for far too long. Jamie, you wanted to go through some quickfire runners now.
Yeah.
About 10, Paul, but quick as you want. I just have a list here. Paddy Brennan owns races. Kind of Magic.
Yeah, Kind of Magic's a nice young 4-year-old. Had nice bumper form last year on his only run. He was third. He'll have a bumper race in the next month and then go novice hurdling.
Horse that I really like, finished second on debut last year. It's a new line. Belliano,
he's a nice horse. He wasn't quite right in the spring. We're very happy with him now. And he's due to go novice chasing in about 3 weeks' time.
I think the best handicap horse in your yard. I might be totally wrong, but you're the trainer. I'm only the guesser. Captain Bellamy.
Yeah, 120. He's got a nice mark.
I knew you'd smile in 120, boy.
Yeah. So he'll go and run in a novice handicap chase somewhere soon.
I think I heard someone say one day this horse might be good. You bought it from Tattersall's in the Point to Point horse and training sale. Ellie Marie.
Oh, Tom Malone bought her for some clients, and she's quite a big backward filly. No rush with her.
Goal Cast.
Goldcast, lovely filly, 3-year-old, won at Otoy the last day.
Oh, yes.
We've given her plenty of time, haven't asked too many questions. She's going to go to Newbury at the Coral Gold Cup meeting on the Friday for a juvenile listed fillies race.
Perfect. The one we mentioned before we came on camera, Histrionic.
He's due to run in a novice chase at Ludlow soon. He's in at Ludlow this Thursday. That depends how much rain we get. But look, he's going to be a good fun horse. He needs to raise his game a little bit.
Horse that me and Joe really like for Paul Barber colours from last year, known by Isaac Tizobo.
Yeah, now Isaac Tizobo he ran okay last year. Well, I don't think he was nowhere near his best. He seems to be in good shape at the moment. Good staying chaser and likes cutting the ground. Very happy with him at the moment.
Fantastic.
Hopefully this is your one for the Paul and Richard Barber Memorial Handicap Hurdle at Wincanton. Just the Rose.
Just a Rose is a nice filly. I don't know what a handicap.
We have the winner, lads. We have the winner.
Well, you might not actually, because I was going to run Jubilee Alpha.
Okay.
Just a Rose probably won't be ready quite. She's had a wind up in the summer, had a few little problems. Very, very nice filly, but I haven't got a handicap mark for her yet because she's only had the one run, so I don't know where they'll put her somewhere. She's a very nice filly, but I haven't got a plan yet. She's a month off a run, but that Paul Barber race could run too. Jubilee Alpha, who had a very good season last year, very smart filly, and Jenna Dederis. They could both run.
Oh, yes, fantastic.
That horse won at Taunton, didn't it? Jenna Dederis last year.
Yes, needs to improve her jumping.
One of my old favourites, is he back? I saw him enter there the last couple of weeks. Nappers Hill,
he's back. He was going to go to Chester, but the ground was too quick. He's obviously been off for 2 years since he won the Rising Stars Novices Chase. Could run in a graduation chase at Haydock on Betfair Chase Day.
Maldini Milano was another one.
He's okay. He was second on his debut over hurdles the other day at Newton Abbott. He's a good fun horse. He's in at Fontwell on Thursday.
Quebecois is another one that I like.
I like Quebecois. Now, he's quite smart. He's already got a rating of 140 over hurdles. He won very well on his debut. Not on his debut, on his first run over 3 miles at Ayr in the spring. He's a half brother to Brindisi Breeze, who was a grade 1 stayer, won at Cheltenham. So he's going novice chasing, and he could start off on Holden Gold Cup Day.
Horse that came with a big reputation last year, Sauvignon.
Sadly, he's out for the season.
That's a shame.
Then we'll stick with the S's. By Walk in the Park, Swinging Safari.
Yeah, he's a nice horse. He ran very well last year at the Aintree at the end of the season. Stayed on very strongly. Wants 2.5 miles. He's ready to run in novice hurdle in a couple of 3 weeks' time.
Now I'm going to go W before I go to the T.
Yeah.
Welcome to Cartier. Obviously is a horse of huge potential.
Yeah, I think he is. I think he'll be a nice staying handicap chaser. He runs at Cheltenham on Saturday. We saved him. Didn't want to win a novice chase in the spring with him. He's got a mark of 132, but to run in a decent race, he has to have the third run over fences. So he's going to get that this weekend. Hopefully, he'll run very well.
I think Jamie might have frozen there.
Yeah.
I think he has, Paul. I think he has, but is he coming back? I'm not so sure. No, I don't think he is. Well, Paul, what we'll do, we'll leave it there in that case. I don't know who the last one was on his list, actually. But I just wanted to say a massive thank you, first of all, for giving me your time. And it might just be worth letting you know that we had Lily Pinchin on last week, and then she followed the episode by winning her next 4 rides.
I saw that, yeah.
We then had Sean Bowen on, and he's now had a 4-timer at Perth. So you never know what's going to happen next, Paul. You might be in 4 straight winners now. So,
well, let's hope. Yeah, it's we'll be trying our best as always.
Paul, best of luck this season. Best of luck to Olive and the whole team as well. There's a lot going on there at Ditchy. We are really rooting for you. And I'd just like to say thank you very much on behalf of myself, Jamie, and everyone that is viewing the episode.
My pleasure, anytime.
Thank you very much, Paul. And thank you to everyone that's tuning in. I really do hope you appreciate Paul's time. Completely invaluable. One of the best trainers you can find on the land. And I'm very, very grateful for your time. Thanks, everyone that's tuned in. And we'll see you all real soon.